What if I told you that what religion calls purity is often just ignorance with a halo? That the longing to feel innocent again is really a desire to stop thinking? Because when you strip away the spiritual language, much of what we call faith, especially in how we raise children, isn't about developing wisdom, it's about preserving obedience. And not just any obedience, obedience without understanding. In many religious systems, especially those shaped by Abrahamic traditions, purity and innocence are exalted as the highest states of being. According to the book of Matthew, blessed are the pure in heart, and unless you become like little children, you cannot enter the kingdom. Eve's sin is framed not as discovery, but as contamination, as if knowledge itself made her and all of humanity unclean. Purity isn't just about morality. It becomes epistemological, about not knowing. The less you know, the more acceptable you are. The more you obey, the more spiritual you seem. The subtle messaging behind this is obedience over understanding. Purity culture doesn't usually say stay ignorant out loud, but the practices send that message. Don't ask questions that challenge authority. Avoid controversial topics like sexuality, evolution, or systemic injustice. Trust your elders, your pastor, your scriptures, not your own reason or lived experience. This creates an environment where not knowing becomes a virtue and questioning becomes a threat. Now, there is a cost here. When you raise a child to be obedient, but not wise, naive, but not discerning, you don't give them strength. You make them vulnerable to manipulation, whether that be religious, political, sexual, or a long list of other things, to identity crisis when they inevitably encounter the real world, and to internal shame for simply growing, learning, or changing. Religious reverence for purity and innocence is often a disguised fear of change and loss of control. It seduces people into idolizing ignorance and mislabels obedience as strength. But ignorance isn't a virtue. So in today's conversation, we're exploring how purity, ignorance, faith, and even the very idea of God itself is often just coded language for the bliss of ignorance.